This video will review the Overview and Staffing Report tabs on the Workforce Deployment Dashboard. The Department of Human Resources and the Edison Business Intelligence team in the Department of Finance Administration has collaborated to build an easy-to-read series of dashboards in the Business Intelligence module of Edison. The Workforce Deployment Dashboard contains key human capital management data metrics that begin at the highest level, such as staffing, turnover, and demographics, in an easy-to-read format. In this video, we will be discussing the Overview and Staffing Report tabs of the Workforce Deployment Dashboard. There are two ways to access the Business Intelligence module from the Edison homepage. The first way is to click here, and under the Other Applications list, click on Business Intelligence. The second way is to click the navigation bar in the top right corner, click on Menu, then click on Business Intelligence. From the home page, access the Workforce Deployment Dashboard by clicking on the Dashboard drawdown in the top right section of the page. On the list of dashboards, click on Workforce Deployment. The Workforce Deployment's default is to open to the Overview tab. For the purposes of this video, the filters are set for the calendar year 2021 and to view the Department of Human Resources data. With these parameters set, clicking the Apply button produces 4 reports on this tab. The staffing level, turnover, and supervisor staffing level are overviews of the data that appears on the staffing and turnover tabs. The headcount movement report is standalone data. The headcount movement report shows activity for hires, which are direct hires into the agency, transfers into the agency or agency to agency transfers, internal transfers, that's from one department ID to another in the same agency, transfers out of the agency, again, agency to agency transfers, promotions, and demotions. Before moving on, it should be noted that the term executive branch will appear in this space on all reports and all dashboards. This is a default term that cannot be changed in the system. On the headcount movement report, the drill down option, or obtaining more detail, is available on all data points shown. To drill down, simply left click on the desired number. 2 options appear: View New Hire by Agency and View New Hire Detail Listing. The View New Hire by Agency link will lead the user to see the new hires by division. Left click on this link. The next page that appears has the category data appearing by itself. While this appears to be a redundant page, the page is placed here on purpose. Because of the various security levels, this page would display data from multiple agencies for users with multiple agency security access. Left click on the data point and click on the top option, View New Hire Detail Listing by Department ID and Division. The new hire count listed by Department ID and Division will appear in the table list and graph form. To view the data by individual employee information, simply click on the View New Hire Detail listing on any of the pages, or any of the individual data points on the table or graph. Follow these same steps to drill down to any of the data points in the headcount movement report. Here is an example of the page within VI showing the employee detail information. For privacy, personal information has been redacted in this video. The top portion is a filter summary. There are 30 data points for each employee. As a reminder from our introductory video, the data can be exported to allow for presentations or data reporting. Simply click on the export link at the bottom of the data and choose your export option. Note, the view of each detail page defaults to showing the first 25 rows only. There is an option to expand to see all rows within BI. However, the user does not have to expand the view before exporting. The export will retrieve all data returned, even if it's hidden by the default row limitations. Let's take a moment to provide a helpful hint when navigating BI. On every drill down screen within BI, there may be a need for the user to return to one of the other screens in the path, or to return to the main screen to change the drill down options and/or change to another report tab. The tab titles will not be available on the drill down pages Utilize the links at the bottom of the page by clicking on the page name link. Do not use the back button. Now, let's take a look at the Staffing tab within the Workforce Deployment dashboard. Return to the main overview page, and at the top of the page, click on Staffing. Notice that the filter parameters have not changed. This is programmed into BI when the user is moving between the tabs in the same dashboard. If the user changes dashboards, the filter will need to be reset. The Staffing tab has two reports. The first is a review of the active employee headcount. The as of date of the data is dependent on how the filter parameters are set. In this example, the as of date is December 31st, 2021. The graph shows the count of overall employees, full-time employees, and part-time employees. The table below the graph shows the same counts with an additional calculation, the percentage of full-time and part-time active employees based on the overall number of active employees. The same type of drill down options are available to the user on this report as are on the Overview tab. Left click on any of the graph cylinders to see the by agency and by employee detail options. Left click on any of the data points on the table to see the same options. The employee detail drill down for this report has some different data columns than the headcount movement report on the Overview tab. There are 31 columns. Here are the column headers broken into two different rows so they are easier to read. The second report on the Staffing tab is the headcount breakdown by officer code. The table is above the graph on this report, opposite of what was shown on the overall staffing report. The information in this section segments employees based on their officer code description. If an officer code description does not appear in the list, the agency does not have any employees under this code. If even one employee, full-time or part-time, are designated under a code, the code will appear for both full-time and part-time. The same drill down options are available on the officer code data as are on the overall employee headcount data. Here's an example of the view staffing level by agency department ID drill down for the total employee headcount. The two tables have the overall full-time and part-time headcount for each division and the officer code counts for each division. As previously stated, an export of this data will produce all data, even if it is hidden from view in BI. By clicking on the blue expand arrows, the user will see all the data within the BI screen. Here is an example of how the expanded full-time and part-time headcount page will appear in BI after clicking the blue expand arrows. Notice the term all rows at the bottom of the data. The example shown in this video gives the user a view of the overall staffing level for each agency, each department ID and division, and a staffing pattern that includes all active employees. Calculations for specific job classifications will need to be done outside of BI, starting with the export of the staffing pattern view. Calculations for demographics such as gender, race, and generation, as well as employees per location, supervisor-related trends and ratios, vacancy percentage, and retirement eligibility projections are available in other tabs on this dashboard. This concludes the Workforce Deployment Overview and Staffing Report training. Please view our other videos in this section to learn more about the individual dashboards and reports. If you have any questions, please contact a member of the DOHR Organizational Performance and Data Management team via phone or email at any time. Thank you.